Hey there everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Ascended. As always, I'm Captain Beefy. This is the game vault and I got a little mini Uteranus right next to me, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. And nope, instead we're going to talk about an organic polymer farm. I've done this before, I had to move it, and I made one minor change to it that I want to share with you to show you guys how you can make an organic polymer farm using zero electricity, and yeah, you can put it pretty much anywhere you want to. So let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. Alright, so I used to have my little farm right in here, in this room right here with the air conditioners and the oviraptors and all that. And it kind of doubled as my little hatching room too, where I would hatch all the eggs from stuff like the Uteranus or whatever else was around. But the only problem was when I would do eggs for the Kairuku or the penguins to get the organic polymer, very often I forgot to shut off this machine, and it would automatically pick up and claim the babies, and just made this complete mess and made it a real total pain in the ass to do that anymore. So I decided to move the farm out of range of that pickup thing there, and I wanted to make a farm that didn't require any power, since this one was running off of the generator right here. How could I do that, right? Air conditioners need power. Oh, there is a dino that I used that gets rid of that need for power. As you can see, we've been doing a little bit of cleanup here, made a nice big landing pad. But anyway, let's head up the coast and I'll show you what we're talking about up here. It's not too far away, and believe it or not, that egg thing will pick up eggs all along here. So I could really extend my breeding operation if I wanted to significantly and still get those eggs automatically picked up. So I'm going to hop in here real quick. This is a rather unassuming little building. And I've got a feeding trough up on top of it, which is perfect. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so I've got all the usual suspects from before, the Kairukus. And they're breeding, they're not on wandering. I found if I leave them on wandering, they produce way too many eggs. I mean, insane amounts of eggs and insane amounts of babies, and they end up everywhere. And they grow up. And I had a complete tragedy where they were growing up. I tried to eat them with my Coleridge here, my Pelagornis, and yeah, it just pissed them all off, and they killed all of my Kairuku, so I had to claim some new ones here, and it was just a mess, and So, don't put them on wander, let them be on mating. That's my advice for you. I mean, you do however you want, but that's my advice for you. So anyway, we let these guys pop out eggs left and right, and they'll continue to drop them. The oviraptor will continue to pick them up. I've got, 6 females and 1 male, and I make sure the male is easily accessible. I basically only have to shut him off, and the whole breeding operation ends. So before I go to, before I log off to go to work, go to bed, whatever, I'll shut this whole thing down. I don't want it running overnight. I don't want it running 24/7. I'll fill up, my oviraptor and all that. But this is the MVP right here. This is the dimetrodon. These guys actually provide a buff around them for air temperature, hot and cold. So they operate basically as an air conditioner. They give you hot and cold air adjustments, which is great. So you don't need an air conditioner here. Them combined with the actual penguins is more than enough in this room. If you look inside this room, I have 996 cold resist, 236 heat. I'm going to go ahead and take off all my armor. You can see even without armor, it's 440 and 384. 440, 434 next to him. If I get a little closer, and over here, 453, 426. So, yeah, these guys provide a nice little buff for your temperature, and I highly recommend getting them for that. Now, we've talked about before where to find the penguins. They're up north. You got to go way up north to the icebergs to find them. Oviraptors, they're all over the beaches, up and down the coast. Same thing with the Pelagornis. The dimetrodon is a little bit challenging to find, because they dwell in the swamps, and they're kind of small. Fortunately, not a lot of things eat them. It's not like trying to find an ovis where they're constantly getting chewed up and eaten and all that. I'm going to go look for one real quick in the swamp and show you what you're looking for here. High level is better. Just like the Oviraptor, you're going to want to level up the melee on these guys. The melee is what provides that buff, just like it does on the actual, what is it, the otter. The otter that also gives you some protection from the elements. This guy does the same thing, except you can't throw him over your shoulder. But melee is what you want to level up on them. So you want guys with high melee. I went out last night, or the night before I made this video, and I got 3 of them. I got 2 females and a male, 2 145s and a 140. Just, you know, flying around the swamp, looking all over the place. They are a knockout tame. They drop their torpor very quickly. So when you do tame one and you're going out to tame one, make sure you bring your kibble and make sure you bring some narcotics. It took quite a few narcotics to keep them unconscious long enough to eat. I'm not sure what kibble they require. I'll find that out when we locate one. So I'll catch up with you when we have one. Alright, I just spotted one. I saw the tip of his fin right there. Level 70, right? And that's basically what you look for in the water, is the little fins popping up here and there. They're all over the swamp. You just got to go in there and kind of scoop them right up. Oh, got lucky on that one there. Yeah, scoop them up and, you know, take them somewhere easier to tame. They're a knockout tame, so a few darts in it or a couple arrows is fine. And I looked it up. It's regular kibble that they require. I'm not going to tame this one right now. It's a level 70. It's worthless to me, but just wanted to show you what to look for. But anywhere in the swamp you can find them. I usually have a lot of luck going east of the green obelisk. I've noticed quite a few down in there. That's kind of the direction I was going, but I was, you know, weaving my way through, just looking around, seeing what I could find. But yeah, got one. So a good tactic is just to take this guy to a safe place, a hunk of beach, or if you've got like a decent sized little taming pen, something like that that you can use. Drop him in there. Get down on, get down on the ground yourself. Pull out your dart gun, or I would use a gun rather than a crossbow. These guys don't have the hugest health pool. And basically just run around in circles backwards as he chases you and keep shooting him with darts until he knocks out. Kind of like you would do with a Doedicurus or an Ankylosaurus. They're not particularly fast, and they don't really pose much of a threat. And all of a sudden he's going to turn at some point when he starts the torpor run. And depending on your gun, you might need to pop a couple more darts or arrows into him at that point to knock him out. And feed him some regular kibble. Make sure you got plenty of narcotics or narco berries on hand to keep him asleep until he wakes up. And you got your own personal living air conditioner. So yeah. So anyway, that's the new addition to the Polymer farm. Other than that, everything else is the same. Like I said, the Pelagornis, you find it everywhere along the beaches. The Oviraptors, they're all over the beach. And of course, the little penguins go way up north to the western side of the map. And you're going to find penguins everywhere, especially on the glaciers and the floating icebergs and whatnot. So if you found this video useful at all, please leave a like on it down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. I do Ark Survival Ascended content pretty much daily. And don't forget, you can actually become a member of the channel now. Help support me. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.